Your credit card bill went up again this month, and you told yourself the same thing you said last month: I'll pay it off when things calm down. But things aren't calming down, are they? If you're putting groceries, utilities, or gas on credit just to make it to the next paycheck, this video is going to change how you see your entire financial life. Because it's not a money problem, it's a trap problem. And right now, you're probably sitting inside one without even knowing it. My name is The Lazy Wealth, and I help regular middle-class families stop bleeding money and start actually keeping it. I'm not a Wall Street guy. I didn't grow up rich. I know what it feels like to open your banking app and immediately close it because you don't want to see the number. And I want you to hear this clearly. It is not your fault that you're here. The system you're living inside was designed to keep you spending more than you earn. But once you can see the 4 traps, you can walk right out of them. Here's what nobody talks about. The credit card industry made $130 billion last year. Not in sales, not in products, in interest and fees from people exactly like you and me. Most of that money came from people who never planned to carry a balance. They were just trying to get through the month. Meet Marcus, 34 years old, makes $58,000 a year, wife, 2 kids, a car payment, and a mortgage. On paper, Marcus looks fine, but he started putting his electric bill on his credit card 2 years ago because it came 3 days before payday. Then the car registration, then groceries, then a medical copay. Each one felt like a temporary fix, but 2 years later, Marcus is carrying $11,000 in credit card debt at 24% interest, paying $220 a month and barely touching the balance. That's $2,640 a year just in interest, money that could have been his emergency fund, his kids' school clothes, a week off work without panic. He didn't get lazy. He didn't stop caring. He just never saw the trap he walked into. But here's what most people don't know. These are not random problems. They are 4 specific traps with 4 specific exits. Once you can see the trap you're in by name, you stop blaming yourself and start solving the actual problem. I've watched people go from $15,000 in credit card debt to 0 in under 2 years using exactly what I'm about to show you. Not by making more money, by stopping the leak first. This one has nothing to do with how much money you make. Your paycheck hits on the 1st and the 15th, but your electric bill is due on the 10th. Car insurance hits the 22nd, phone bill is the 5th. So even when you technically have enough money, the timing is off, and the credit card becomes the bridge every single month. This isn't a budget problem, it's a calendar problem. Here's the fix. Write down every bill and its exact due date. Then look at which ones land in the gap between your paychecks. Call those companies and ask to move the due date. Most utility companies, phone carriers, and insurance providers will shift it by 10 to 15 days with no fees and 1 phone call. Cluster your bills around your paycheck dates instead of scattered randomly through the month. When Marcus did just this one thing, he stopped putting his electric bill on credit immediately. Not because he made more money, but because the timing finally matched. This is the one most people are stuck in. It's money leaving your account without you ever making a real decision to spend it. A streaming service from 2 years ago, $14 a month. Another one from the pandemic, $16. A gym membership you haven't used since March, $40. A forgotten app subscription, $9.99. A meal kit service you paused but never canceled, $60. That's over $140 a month, $1,680 a year, quietly leaving your account while you put groceries on credit. Here's your fix. Open your bank app tonight and scroll through the last 60 days. Find every recurring charge. Then ask yourself one honest question about each one. Would I sign up for this today? Not do I use it sometimes. Would you pull out your wallet right now and pay for it? If the answer isn't a clear yes, cancel it today. Then take whatever you free up and set up an automatic transfer to a savings account the day after payday, before you can spend it. That's how the buffer starts. Slowly, quietly, and without you feeling a thing. Imagine driving on the highway with no spare tire in the trunk. Everything is fine until it isn't. That's life without an emergency fund. 57% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency without going into debt. So when the car registration hits or the kid needs new glasses, there's only one place to turn. And the trap is that you almost pay it off, another emergency hits, and you're right back where you started. It's a cycle, not a character flaw. Here's how you break it. Stop trying to save $1,000 all at once. Your first goal is $250. That covers most surprise expenses people put on credit. Open a separate account. Give it a real name like Peace of Mind Fund and automate $25 a week into it. That's $1,300 in a year. You barely feel it leaving. But once you have that cushion, an emergency stops being an emergency. It becomes just an inconvenience. And that is a completely different way to live. You got a raise or a tax refund, and almost instantly your spending went up to match it. New car payment, nicer apartment, more eating out. Your income grew, but so did your bills. So you're still broke at the end of the month, just at a higher level. That's why people earning $80,000 a year feel just as stressed as people earning $40,000. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Every time your income goes up, commit to putting at least 50% of the increase toward debt or savings before adjusting your lifestyle at all. And before any new recurring expense, ask yourself, am I adding this because I can afford it or just because it feels normal now? People who actually build wealth don't wait until they feel rich to make smart decisions. They make smart decisions so they eventually feel free. I want to tell you about someone I'll call Dana. Single mom, teacher, making $47,000 a year with $9,200 in credit card debt. She sat down one Saturday morning with her bank statement and a cup of coffee. She found $127 a month in forgotten subscriptions. She called her insurance company and moved her due date forward 5 days. She opened a savings account and named it Done with Debt. She didn't get a new job. She didn't get a windfall. But 14 months later, her balance was under $2,000. And for the first time in 6 years, she said she didn't feel scared when her phone rang. That's what this is really about. Not getting rich, but not feeling that knot in your stomach every time you check your account. Here's where you were at the start of this video, putting bills on credit and calling it temporary. Here's where you can be 90 days from now. Bills timed right, invisible spending gone, a small cushion growing, and no new debt added each month. That's not a fantasy, that's a plan. But the longer you stay in these traps, the deeper they get. Interest compounds every month. Debt doesn't sit still. It grows while you sleep. Pick one trap from this video. Just one. Take one step on it before you go to bed tonight. The people who build real financial stability didn't do it all at once. They just stopped waiting for the perfect moment and started with what was right in front of them. You have everything you need to do the same. If this video helped you see something you couldn't see before, hit subscribe and ring the bell. Next week, I'm breaking down why your budget keeps failing even when you're genuinely trying, and exactly what to fix. You're not bad with money. You just haven't had the right map. Now you do. Let's go.